Eve day, my Sensecap M1 went offline, and I unplugged it, plugged it back in to do a manual reboot, and it corrected the problem for a couple hours, and then I proceeded to go DJ a New Year's Eve party. And when I returned super early in the morning the following day, I checked my the Helium Explorer to see that it went offline again while I was gone, and I proceeded to attempt another manual reboot, which didn't fix the problem. And after messing with it multiple times and not being able to find any solution to the problem, I continued to be a little frustrated, and but I kept trying to troubleshoot the problem. Nothing ended up working. So on top of this, the Sensecap technical support was on vacation due to the holiday, and they were basically away for 4 days. But I jumped into the Discord, which, if you find yourself experiencing this problem, because a lot of people are, I definitely recommend joining if you haven't. Jump into the Sensecap Discord server, and basically you're going to have to open up a ticket. And so, what were the symptoms? Basically, I had my Sensecap was offline. It was in an unhealthy status. If you logged into the dashboard, you would see that it was offline, not syncing blocks, unhealthy status. You can't. Basically, everything's frozen or crashed. Would be the best way to explain it. And then if you take a look at the hotspot itself, you would notice that if you look at the picture here, you would notice that the red light on the front was solid red with a solid green LED next to it, which this is not supposed to be. This is not normal. This right here tells you something's wrong. Also, if you look at the back, which we'll look here, over here underneath the word button is where the blue LED lives, and when this is healthy, it blinks, I'm pretty sure. And so you'll notice that it's off. There's no solid blue LED. There's no blinking LED, which would be normal. I also plugged it into Ethernet, and because before I had it connected via Wi-Fi, and trust me when I say this, the yellow and green LEDs for the Ethernet connection are solid, not blinking, which if they were blinking, it would mean that there's activity, which there was not. Solid yellow, solid green LEDs, and no blue blinking or solid LED on the back. Okay, so what I'm saying is everything's basically frozen or crashed. Unhealthy status, offline. In fact, the dashboard itself froze at the time of the crash, and no longer updated, which was New Year's Eve at, I don't know, 1 in the morning or something. So, what do? Well, you join the Discord and you open a ticket. And you wait 4 days for Sensecap tech support to return from their vacation. They were actually quick to respond, which I was happy about because it was clear that I wasn't the only person experiencing this issue in the troubleshooting section of the Discord, the troubleshooting channel of the Discord. Many people were experiencing this. And I don't think this is new. People have experienced this. You know, this wasn't an isolated incident. Apparently, this happens randomly and somewhat regularly. I don't know how long it's been happening. One frustrating thing that I'd point out is I haven't been using this Sensecap for very long. I've only been running it for a couple months. So the fact that this is happening after maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, it's a little bit of an issue, I think. Anyway, they were quick to respond, let's say, and that was a relief. So 4 days after I noticed the problem, basically they send you to this link, and what you have to do is flash. They recommend flashing a new microSD card image, and you'll notice that, you know, if you just find this on your own, if you find this page on your own, it's recommended that you don't attempt to do this unless the tech support recommends it. And I think the main reason is so. Anyway, I was going to document this procedure while I did it myself. But then when I looked at this page, I realized that, you know, they already have everything, you know, spelled out with photos, and I just wanted to walk you through it with some of my own personal observations. You know, so it's basically they recommend attempting to flash a new microSD card, right? So I didn't have one. So they say to basically what you need is you need this new microSD, 64 gigabyte A2, and so I needed to order this. There's a link here, excuse me, to a page on Amazon where you can order it. And I also needed a card reader. So here it is on Amazon, and you can order different sizes, and you can order the card only if you already have a card reader. Well, I needed the card and the card reader bundle, so that was, you know, that was $27, which wasn't too bad. And then or if you just get the card, it's, I think, about half that. And also, you know, there's all these different sizes, 128 gigabytes. Okay, so yeah, the card only is $14. But there's all these other sizes, 128 gigabytes, 256, 400 gigabytes, all the way up to a terabyte. And I asked someone in the troubleshooting section of Discord, and I said, would it be better? I asked, would it be better if I bought this 128 gigabyte? And the person, basically the advice I was given, I forgot. I forget who helped me out with this, but they said you can get a larger SD card, micro SD card, but it's not necessary. So basically, they're saying you would just be wasting money, and it's not necessarily needed. So anyway, I wait 2 days to receive the item, and so now, basically my miner's been offline for 6 days at this point. It's not the end of the world, though. Just a little frustrating. But I guess the point that one observation is it really wasn't that difficult. So if this is happening to you, and I guess it's possible that this won't solve your problem. It could be worse, but this is the first step if you run into this. So it might be a little overwhelming or intimidating if you're not super tech, oriented or comfortable with taking things apart. But I've been taking things apart since I don't know, most of my whole life. Basically since the Sega Genesis and the Nintendo Entertainment System. So anyway, so basically what you need to do is you get your 64 gigabyte micro SD card, you get your card reader, you need a Phillips screwdriver, and you also need to download this Sensecap M1 image and it's a zip file. So if you download this zip file, make sure it remains zipped. You may have a program on your computer that may auto default to unzipping or unstuffing or unarchiving this file. You want to work with the zipped file. And then you download this program called, I believe it's, Balena Etcher tool. Okay. And it's for flashing OS images to SD cards and USB drives. So here's the Balena Etcher website, and if you go to this drop down menu, it'll auto detect what computer you're already on, but you can download it for Mac, Windows, Linux. So do that, unstuff it, unarchive it, whatever, install it, and basically the other critical bit of information and why you need to contact Sensecap technical support specifically is you give them your serial number for your specific miner or hotspot, right? And they will return a file called config.json, and this, you need to use the file that they provide because it has information that's specific to your miner, your hotspot, and most likely you don't have this file anywhere. And the only place you would have this file would be on your microSD card, that your original microSD card that's in your hotspot that is now corrupt and basically most likely the problem in all of this, right? So wait to hear back from them, download the config.json file, and then the steps after this are pretty simple, right? You go to unplug your hotspot, remove the antenna. You take your Phillips screwdriver to the 2 Phillips screws in the front of your hotspot and simply remove the screws and take the front panel off, right? Super easy. Now, right here is the microSD card, slightly left of center, and there will be a tiny piece of clear yellow tape. And basically all it's doing is securing the micro SD card in case, I don't know, maybe there was some violent, or maybe the device gets dropped. It's to prevent the micro SD card from falling out or disconnecting. So you want to take, I had to take some tweezers and, just carefully peel the tape up so that you have access to the card, and you just pull it out, right? Now, set it aside because it's corrupt or failed. I don't know that it's a complete lost cause. Okay, you may be able to reformat this. So I guess my point is, you don't necessarily need to throw it out. Set it aside. You might be able to repurpose it or use it again or use it for something else. It may be corrupt forever. I don't know. But I did see someone make a comment in the Discord tech or troubleshooting section saying that they were able to reformat their previous or original micro SD card. So I don't know. It's just something to consider. Okay. So you take your new micro SD card and you enter it into the micro SD card reader that you either just ordered or already had laying around. It has a USB connector on the opposite end, and you plug it into your computer. You have your Sensecap M1 .image.zip file. You have your Balena Etcher tool app installed on your computer. And basically what you do is you open up the Balena Etcher app and you drag the Sensecap M1.image.zip file to the Balena Etcher app, and then you select your micro SD card, your new one, to flash it to this new card. One observation or thing that happened to me was my laptop. My laptop is old, and it read it. It saw the micro SD card, the new one. It and it installed the Bellina Etcher app without problem. But when I attempted to flash the drive, the card, it would get about halfway through, and then the app would basically pop up a window, and there was some kind of an error, and it didn't matter what I did or how many times. It kept failing over and over, and so I had to reformat the micro SD card every time that it failed, and I was basically hitting a wall. So I had to go to my newer Mac Pro and start over on that machine, and it flashed the card without problems. And so I don't know, there was an issue. You can also, like I said, you can also do this on Windows and Mac. Of course, I haven't had to do it that way. Not that I'm just saying you can, and I may have to at some point. It's just good to know that all three options are available. So once your micro SD card is flashed successfully, what it will do is it will rename your newly flashed micro SD card. It will call it resin-boot. Okay, so when I first put the new micro SD card in to my computer before it was flashed, it was basically just the computer just saw it as a drive called Untitled. Well, now that you've successfully flashed this new drive, it is also so now it's renamed to a partition called or drive or directory called resin boot. And you simply take your config.json file that the Sensecap tech support sent to you, and you just open up that resin boot drive directory, or the micro SD card that you just flashed, and you just simply copy over the config.json file into that directory, and you're pretty much done. You then turn around and you take out your micro SD card, you plug it back into your Sensecap M1, connect your antenna, and plug it back in, power it back on, plug in the power, Ethernet, or if you're using it, and then this says to wait 20 minutes to apply any updates, and then you can log in and check the dashboard. And so my device, after going through this process, it was basically back online within 5 minutes successfully, which was a relief. At this point, my hotspot had been offline for about a week. And so this whole process probably only took me about 5 minutes. So that's pretty cool. It was refreshing to be back online and earning rewards. And there's not that much else to say other than I think it's possible that there may be a problem that's worse than this, and hopefully that's not your situation. It wasn't mine, and I'm pretty happy about it. The only other thing that is a concern, and this is a little off topic, but I just learned about it, so I thought I'd bring it up. But, you know, like I said, there are a lot of other people experiencing this issue. And it was brought to my attention. I can't remember the person's name, so I am sorry. I like giving credit where credit's due. But someone recently uploaded a YouTube video, and apparently this is, I don't know, I guess kind of gossip or rumors, but apparently Sensecap has been hacked, and I'm not sure if this is part of the problem, but the hackers are making demands from Sensecap, and the one thing they said was that they're not interested in messing with the users, and that they only are going after the company. I don't know why. I don't care to know why this. My only reason why I bring it up is I'm just wondering if this has something to do, if this hack has something to do with why all of these miners are going offline. And the one thing I noticed is, if you, right around the same time line, basically, if you go to sensecap.com, there's this button here to log into the dashboard. Well, the dashboard is now offline, and Sensecap they've addressed that it's offline. They've addressed that they say it's under technical maintenance, expect a period of dashboard service suspension, and they'll make an announcement when the system maintenance is completed, right? It's been offline for days. And I'm just wondering if all of these things are related. Perhaps they're not. I don't know. Maybe the hack is just a bunch of trolls. It could be fake. I don't know. But is this all related? I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Sensecap isn't publicly, to the best of my knowledge at this point, hasn't acknowledged publicly anything being hacked. But it's a little suspicious to me that the dashboard has been unavailable for days. Maybe, I don't know, at least 3 or 4 days now. So, anyway, it's not that big of a deal at this point. I guess I'm just happy that my miner, my hotspot, is synced online in a healthy status, and it's actually earning more rewards than it possibly has ever earned. So anyway, that's it for this video. long-winded. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or other thoughts. And yeah, that's about it for now. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how YouTube works. Don't forget to join the Crypto 936 Discord channel. A link to that will be in the comments section below. Oh yeah, I'll also link to the page on the sensecapmx.com website, specifically with the instructions for flashing the new MicroSD card image in the description below.